Good morning, my dear ones. Doris Victoria here. Welcome to your personal empowerment channel, where you get tips and hints and inspiration for your daily empowerment. And my name is Doris Victoria. I'm a soul empowerment coach, and I have had a pretty interesting life where I kind of found my own way back home. And I wanted to make another video about light versus darkness. Why? Because my last two videos were about narcissistic people, and somebody made this comment that narcissistic people are pretty much in the dark. So I wanted to elaborate a little bit more about what that means and what we can do in order to stay sane in our own divinity, in case you're surrounded by those people that do not want to do the inner work, because that's what happens. Those people that are still playing out old, let's say, defense mechanisms that might have helped them in childhood in order to survive, people that are still playing out those patterns and do not want to do the inner work. Yes, we could actually say everyone that is choosing to remain in that separate, in that divided kind of consciousness mentality, because the new energies that are coming to earth are very much inviting us to come back home into our hearts. And in our heart, what is there? There's only love, there is oneness, there is togetherness, there is holding hands, there is compassion. And as I said in my last video, the very meaning of God, the very essence of God or source itself is compassion. So light versus dark. Let me elaborate a little bit on those two terms. Darkness is the absence of light, and light is unity consciousness. Light is unity consciousness. It is, as I said, love, joy, compassion. People that fall back in love with themselves, realizing that we are all divine expressions of source energy here on earth, and people who are living that unity, that consciousness, that love consciousness in their daily life, meaning that they see someone that is in need and they would help because they would like to be helped, because they are no longer separated from that person that they see that is maybe suffering. Or when you yourself need support, it is not only being there for others, it is being there for yourself as much as you are there for others. So that is unity consciousness. And light, remember, dear ones, light is like water. Light finds its way everywhere. It flows through every little hole. And if there are obstacles, the light will find its way. Darkness, as I said, is the absence of light. Where there is darkness, there is no light. And this is why they always say, and we can actually, that goes hand in hand with those two emotions of love and fear. Where there's fear, there's darkness. Where there's love, there is light. So as long as there's fear, there cannot be love. And as long as there's love, there cannot be fear. So those two no longer go hand in hand. You cannot be in fear and then maybe choose to love others, but maybe you are in fear about yourself, or you're only loving yourself, but you are in fear about others. That is no longer coherent. Fear is actually an energy that is attracting darkness. Anyone who chooses to remain in fear, and fear is not knowing who you are. Fear is still kind of like tapping in the dark. Oh my God, I'm a victim. This could happen to me, or this could happen to me. You're not yet in this mentality where you realize that everything that ever happened to you actually happened for you and through you in order to help you grow into that new version that wanted to come forth. And this is why you co-created this experience in your life. So darkness, as I said, is the absence of light. And darkness can only survive where there's fear. Because when you are in fear, fear is a very low vibration. And dark entities are capable to attach themselves to beings that are still in fear. And you know, you might see that I'm in a different place right now. Yes, I just flew into California and I'm here at the beautiful coast now. I saw this movie on the airplane that's called Venom. And I didn't watch it, but my neighbor watched it. So I just saw this image of people that had this kind of like entity attached in their bags. And it was like a very dark entity. And it was very interesting to see because I was like, wow, somebody knows how that looks like. You know, when you're in fear, when you're in this lower vibrational energy, that's when darkness can attach to you and can live through you because it is absorbing it. You know, darkness basically lives on fear. Fear is the very food for darkness here on this planet. So when humanity awakens and we all choose love over fear, then the darkness can no longer survive, because darkness can only survive where there is fear. And so this movie was really, really showing it well, how those dark entities can attach themselves because they are being nourished by that fear. And when you are in fear, when you're choosing to be fear, that's when you still tap in darkness. And that's when darkness still has power over you. But darkness actually has no power over the light. Because as I said, darkness is not an entity in and of itself. Darkness can only exist where there's fear. Darkness, it's like the battery of darkness is fear. If we take away this battery, if we turn it off and there's no more fear, there's going to be no more darkness, because darkness needs fear in order to nourish itself, in order to survive, in order to thrive. And why has darkness, why has it been pretty important on this planet? It's because there was so much fear. And the media, if you're watching the news, or if you're still on social media where you watch the news, the daily news, remember that the news are manipulated by the fear beings. And also remember that the same beings that spread the panic, that spread the fear, sell the pill. So be careful with those entities and remember that they are nourished on fear. If you choose to be love, and if you choose to do the inner work in order to come back home into your heart where there is only love, there is only faith, there is only trust, then fear has no power over you. So that's what I wanted to tell you today, my dear one. And when it comes to narcissists, everyone who is still tapping around in separation. Separation is fear consciousness. You cannot feel love and still feel separated from others. Love, true love, is unity consciousness. True love is when you feel one with everyone and every life form around you. Trees, plants, birds, animals, rocks even, you know. Everything is nourished by the same life force, and that is light. And so when it comes to narcissists, everyone that is still in a divided consciousness, where you believe that you yourself are better than somebody else, or someone else is better than you, that is a very, that is a dynamic that you often see in narcissists. It is that grandeur, like I'm better than everyone else, or it is the victim. Oh, poor me, everyone is mean to me. And you always see those two kind of like polarities. Well, remember, as long as you are divided from your own heart, that's when darkness can still have power over you. But darkness in itself has no more power where there is light. So I would suggest come home into your heart, do the inner work, realize that we are all one, and you will walk in light and you will illuminate your own path through the darkness, through the night, because your light shines brighter. And as I said, remember, I say it again because it is so important, darkness is only the absence of light. It is not an entity in itself. It needs fear in order to nourish itself. And where there's light, the darkness has no more power. The darkness will run away, actually. When you shine your light, darkness will have no chance then to run away. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, dear ones. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Let me know in the comments below what you take away from today's video. I hope it was helpful to you. Please feel free to ask your questions here. And if you need a soul empowerment coach that is helping you to let go of all your fears, to realize what they truly are, and then just, eliminate them like layers from your old self, let me know, reach out to me, and our first session is always free. I'm looking forward to work with you, my dear one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.